Whatever, y'all. Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, there's been some more rumors, scuttlebutt. This is from Digital Foundry. I know, Digital Pondry. What are we gonna call them? Whatever. I'll still give them a little bit of kudos for the work that they do. They're still the best at the graphs and stuff and frame times and all that stuff. So they get that, but whatever. But anyway, they said this kind of goes against their ponyism, I guess. They said that, and this is why I kind of listen to them and like them, is because regardless of how they feel about their preference, they'll still give you the raw data. You know what I'm saying? And their kind of assumptions and hypotheses and educated guesses. So they said that they don't think that the PlayStation 5 Pro, which is still a rumor, but if it does come out, won't have any significant power gains in the form of frame rate. Just graphics, just pixels. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, yeah, that's right, because the PS5 is basically a PS4 Pro. It has the same CUs, I believe, like 36 or something like that. And Xbox Series X has 56, or it has 60 or 58, but it's like disabled 6 of them or something. They always have an overhead and they disable them just because of the way the yields work on these chips. Anyway, so the PlayStation 5 Pro, to me, out the gate, we don't even know what's going to do it. I mean, because look, the throughput's going to be the same. They can't really change a lot of it because it will make the PlayStation 5 a weaker console, and then devs have to code. You split the code. You split the dev cycle, or you split the dev need. That's not the right word, but anyway. So they have to keep it so that whatever they do with the PlayStation 5 Pro can honestly just be like a button, a flip of the switch, boom, PlayStation 5 Pro mode. And that's not easily done. I mean, you could do that with resolution scaling and stuff. Are they going to use SSR or whatever, FSS or FSR, all the FSFs? Who knows? I don't know what they're doing. I know Microsoft is doing something with AI to kind of make it easier for all of the different resolution scaling technologies and the frame stuff to just work better. I guess they're making like a super wrapper or something. I don't know. But I don't think Sony's doing that, so it's going to be a bespoke kind of, you got to use this, or you got to use that, or you got to use this. Anyway, the point is, Digital Foundry is saying that, hey, PlayStation 5 Pro, I mean, what up, big out? They say that the whatchamacallit, Digital Foundry is saying that the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be, the graphics will be shinier. That's about it. No gains in performance. So what's the point? Again, what is the point of the PlayStation 5 Pro if it's not going to give you 4K 60? I think, did Porter Rock write down? He's like, PlayStation 5 Pro 4K 30, PlayStation 5 4K 30. What's the point? This is the dilemma that ponies and donkey unicorns find themselves in this generation. Sony doesn't know what the hell they're doing. I don't know if Mark Cerny worked on the PlayStation 5 Pro, or they had some intern just come up and say, hey, I could do it. Okay, let's put Jebediah on it. I don't know why Jebediah came up. That's the name that came up. I'm not really a Bible dude, but whatever. I think Jebediah is a really cool name because there's a lot of syllables and there's B's and stuff in it. Anyway, it's like dominoes. It's like you see what's happening at PlayStation and the news is not getting better. They had one shining star in like the past 2 years or so, which was Helldivers 2, which is, it's doing well. how long can they sustain that? It's not one of those games. It's not a real games of service. It's like, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that studio is capable of maintaining the momentum that it is set upon. They weren't ready for it in the first place, so I don't see how they can actually maintain it unless they staff up and do something like what Fortnite does. But I don't know if Sony wants to pay for that for a long time. Sony never wants to pay for anything long term. They want quick money, get out. I don't think they understand the games of service model because they've tried it before. And the funny thing is like, I was gonna give Sony credit, but I don't give them credit because they didn't make this game. Okay, I don't even remember the name of the studio that made this game, but it wasn't Sony. Sony paid this third-party studio to make a game, paid for exclusivity, and that's what happened. It's the same thing that Nintendo does with the Pokemon Company. Same thing that Xbox did with Moon Studios. You know, it's an exclusive, but it's the third party. So, I mean, you could take a W if you want. I don't know if that studio will be likely to keep working with Sony, and they did the first game with Sony, doing this with Sony. I don't know. You know, the market is changing in such a way that the console sales of the PlayStation are not enough anymore to allure devs because they are not looking at just console sales. They're looking at engagement. If people aren't playing on your 50 million consoles sold, what's the point? If nobody's playing, what's the point? Why do you think Helldivers 2 was released on PC? Why do you think Helldivers 2 has more players on PC? Why do you think they're not giving you numbers for PlayStation, right? Now let's skippity ibbity dip over to Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Look, Square Enix, they already kicked out old dude. They got the new CEO up in there. They're making moves with Microsoft like, yo, right? 200 and what was it? 250,000, 60 something, 64,000 or something like that. Compared to the first game, came with 700 something. That's a failure. You know how many units the first Psychonauts sold on the original Xbox? About 285,000. That was considered a failure 20-something years ago. So now we're 20-something years later, and Final Fantasy is supposed to be the biggest game on Rebirth. Look how pretty it look. Look at teeth with the boobies, right? And guess what? It ain't selling. Nobody's buying it. It's not selling here. It's not selling there. It's not selling anywhere. Japan, nope. Europe, nope. All these places, nope. Granted, they haven't gotten the numbers in the U.S. But here's the telling thing, and people have repeated this. If the numbers were good, Sony would brag about it. If they had sold 1 million copies, Sony would have bragged about it. But they haven't bragged about it because they ain't sell none. Failure. Is Square Enix looking at Sony like, what? You got 54 million consoles, 260 something thousand. Are you serious? Yeah, no, this ain't working. I know the CEOs at Square Enix are like, they're not happy with this. Sony's like, Sony's probably not happy with it either, but look, this is what they created this. It's not like, oh, it's Xbox's fault that Final Fantasy and exclusive on PlayStation 5 didn't sell. Yeah, okay. You keep telling yourself that, ponies. It's not what it is. This is proof. Solid proof. And it's a shame. The pre-orders of Sea of Thieves are probably destroying Final Fantasy numbers. The pre-orders of an Xbox game on PlayStation. Come on, son. This is almost like an alternate reality. This is like we went through a wormhole. This is Sliders, and the dude fixed the gate, and we were at the right place, but the gate was creaky, so we thought it was, and we left. Did you ever see that episode of Sliders? That was messed up. He could have went home to his mama. Anyway, Yeah, it's like, look, doom and gloom. Sony's feeling it, left, right, and center. You know, still the only shining glimmerness of anything is Helldivers 2. Final Fantasy Final Fantasy Rebirth should be a way bigger deal than Helldivers. And silence. There's silence. Sony's not saying anything. It's deafening. It's telling. The weakness is showing through. These ponies are breaking down. They're like, what's the point of a PlayStation 5 Pro? It's coming in from all angles, like cat. And they got no look, there's a long laundry list of negative things that has happening to Sony right now for this whole year. It must be hard to be a pony right now. It must be so hard to be a donkey unicorn, because you're sitting there, you're looking at it, you're like, I should just buy a PC. I should just buy a PC. They're gonna cry. They're gonna go through this, the 29 stages of grief, 69 stages of grief. Who knows? I don't know. But it's all good, I see I mean, look, industry's gonna be alright, but it's an interesting road that we're traveling, and so I'm gonna enjoy all the games that we had come on Game Pass for now. I'll buy a few here and there for the collection, but we'll see. And yeah, that's about it for this. Okay, keep it kind of short, but yo, man, it's like, let me know in the comments below what you think about Final Fantasy Rebirth not selling at all. What's going on there? How long is it before those games come to Xbox and all that stuff? And also the Helldivers 2 situation. I mean, it's cool, but also the main thing really is the Digital Foundry kind of conjecture about the PlayStation 5 Pro and how it's not going to really be all that. It's like, why would you buy it? Why? It's the same reason. Ask yourself the question, why would you buy a PlayStation 5? For the exclusives. A lot of people buy it for the exclusives. Why would you buy a Pro? The Pro's gonna be like $600, $650. I'm gonna say $650. I'm gonna say $650. $649. PlayStation 5 Pro. Good luck with that. Anyway, appreciate you answering my like and subscribe. I'll check y'all on the next one. I preach, and to the weed.